Diaspora, we need some connection right now in this time. Cause basic commodity for the poor is getting harder to find. Gun trade run and get homes. A power struggle taking over. A man would rather to give you a bullet from his gun than to extend a thought to his brother. Yeah, man, stay connected, man. Kabbalah for Jamaican, man. We'll work it out, man. Brother Joshua, help us work it out. Yeah, man. Use this beautiful platform and help us work it out. Rastafari. Prophecy said that.
The people keep your heads up. Emperor Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never ends down. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through. I mean, forward, pull up down. The people keep your heads up. Emperor Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never ends down. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant enough. Simplicity we used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. It's not the one bag of vanity narding, animosity narding, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba narding, but stubborn nor vampire evil's desire. It's just a meditation of my heart, pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding and be smart. Listen to the children speak the word and shine the light in the dark, yeah. Simplicity we used to survive. Men to find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity me used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. Simplicity me used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Yeah. Avoid your anger, God for pause. Praise Rastafari and live a worthy cause. Give us all the blessing, give us all reward to help the poor of find it easy when they find it all. Simplicity I used to survive. Men don't find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive. I shall live and love your life. Keep doing what you're doing, don't you grumble. See what you sow is what you reap, so be humble. Know what you're doing, you never stumble. Burn down Rome, I saw them crumble. Lead the way with the word what I speak. Never must you stray, praise the King in the east. Oh, I don't you teach Christ, I am not rich. Oh, yeah. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Oh, Galante tell you, it's not the one bag of vanity narding, animosity narding, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba laba narding, but stubborn narding, vampire your evil's desire. It's just a meditation of my heart. It's just a pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding, I tell you to be smart. Listen to the children when they speak and shine the light in the dark. Simplicity I used to survive. Men find it difficult because they ignorant. Simplicity.
I Lego this year one, yeah.
Just organize and centralize my people because Babylon now. Instill malicious and grudge upon my people now. You see the dirty lifestyle, the rest of my abundance. There's nothing in them system of which they create all around. And they criticize their own hydrant, yeah, they would catch at a straw if they were to drown. They're not different from those scribes and Pharisees who come around. They lurks in the corners, skylarks on the streets, flirting right in the towns. They never do positive. They find a joy making people business their own. I dance a yard before you dance abroad. The high priest tell you that I knew they from. God, I'm gonna get good ways, true grace. Of the perch, we pass a young gate. You have the young good ways, it give you long days. Now take no bribe from not a screw face. Go get good ways, good grace. Perch, we pass a young gate. You have some good ways, it give you long days. Oh, what do you say? I tell you now, may I wait your downfall. Figure love and talk. Yo, what is that? Greater joy, I come, my son, you have figure. I wanna get a boat fill off. Aye, when Babylon City, I got down propaganda where them spread becomes a dagger to them heart. Hey, things say them have a secret. The baby reveal it, so them a walk witchcraft out. So them better, so them a closing. Contempt the youth, them where they pass. Every man is equal. Rastafari say, try not on the ungodly part. God go get a good ways, long days. Birds be pass a young gate. What about your good ways? It give you length of days. Yo, now you taste how you medicine they taste. Yeah, what? Ah, what's them now? I thought about them this, them that. Who slick from who flap? Aye, them some ass Joe Bush and anything else. When we come and must be rubbish and trash. Aye, every day that them practice this same thing they never yet to know when to stop. Full up a bad mind. Then I will make you want to see your brother drop. Go and have some good ways, true grace. First before you pass I and get go and have some good ways. It give you long days. Oh no, them chase out them medicine that taste. Good ways, long days. Now let go King Selassie, you no screw face. Good ways, it give you length of days. Now take no bribe from no screw face. Just have some good ways, it give you length of days. Oh, this I want a true face. I tell you now, there's nothing in the system that the creator of.
Pull it up, selector.
Oh, they criticize.
I Lego this year one, yeah.
Pull up that. And what you say is true. With you I got to be forever, Jaja, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've prayed many days and nights to find you. Open up my eyes. To my surprise, you are here. You showed me that you love me. You showed me that you care. And I told you that I needed you. And you said you'd always be here for us. Through ups and downs, you'll always be here. That's not for us. And what you say is true. With you I got to be forever, Jaja, yeah. Oh, yeah. For us. Through ups and downs, you'll always be around. That's not for us. And what you say is true.
I'm in the forward, pull on that.
Are you ready for celestial show? 'Cause you've been working till you can't work no more to make your soul secure. 'Cause you've been praying every day and night that Father Jaja will just shine his light. And though the heathen them are broken right, you still that live upright. Are you prepared to meet that God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? All right. Now tell me, brother, is your conscience free? And are you living for eternity? And are you loving humanity? Serving the Almighty. Oh, sister, tell me if your hand okay. You take a dip in at the heathen stream. The Rastafari youth with a band to sing. The high stone and green. Are you prepared to meet that God and King? Hey! Are you prepared to meet that Jah? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll climb any mountain, swim the deepest sea, searching for my love that was prepared for me. How is it taking so long? Ooh, this so long gone. Why can't I be the man I wanna be when Jah has ordained that I should be free? Well, we don't lose. It's the Father's road I choose. Though friends may let me down, Jah will let me wear His crown. We don't lose. It's the Father's road I choose. Though friends may let me down, Jah will let me wear His crown. Are people so bad? Why we're living so sad in this world of a fantasy? They don't want to see reality. It is taking so long. When can they live as one? God has given everything for you and me. We don't lose. It's
yes, still strong. 'Cause you've been working till you can't work no more to make your soul secure. 'Cause you've been praying every day and night that Father Jaja will just shine his light. And though the heathen them are broken right, you still a live upright. Are you prepared to meet thy God and King? Are you prepared to meet thy Jah? Hey. Are you prepared to meet thy Jah and King? Are you prepared to meet thy King? All right.
I'm in the forward, pull up that.
And are you just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them that if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Well, they say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them that if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Hey, see ya, some man a sing about how them boss love both, them forget Jah and put them woman up front. There's a time and a place for everything. Wow. See them a talk about how them fire them gun, and I talk about how them boss Gatling. But I don't have no time to mingle and sing, 'cause wow, I said I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell them as if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Yes, just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. And tell them that if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. You remember how Jah sent Jonah and Elijah, Moses and Noah, Martin Luther King and Marcus too. Well, they never falter. The man they do them works and they move on. So I know they have feelings. I and I must carry on the words. Wow. Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them that if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Wow. Just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them that if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. See, I and I don't come up with turn no wood and stone. Well, I and I come up with it, so you better learn. Well, you better love Jah and live. Give all the love you can give. Prepare to move on, 'cause this place is not your own. Well, hey, just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them that if you remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am. Well, just say I have a messenger to teach you about roots and culture. I tell them that if them remember Jah, that's all I am doing with I am.
Pull it up to them. I Lego this one, yeah.
Glory, hallelujah. Hallowed be thy name, oh Most High God. Glory be to the Most High God. Hallowed be thy name, King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. I ascribe to you dominion, power and grace. Through the years and years to come, you'll always be the same. It's me again, Jah.
as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua, and welcome to episode 166. It is March 5th, 2025, and what a year we've been having so far. And as the messenger says, it is me again, Jah.
It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Don't wanna be carried away. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees today. Help me, God, I pray. Preserve my soul today.
Indeed. As Luciano, the Kabbalah man, says that the Creator should preserve our soul. Welcome, everyone. For those of you listening for the first time, welcome. What we do here is we share the ancient teachings of the Israelites, known as the Kabbalah. Kabbalah is a science and not a religion. It is the science that the religion of Judaism is based on. So Judaism is a practice of the science of Kabbalah. And it is important for those who are Christian that they should concern themselves with the teachings of the Old Testament, because that is where all of this wisdom resides, specifically in the 5 books of Moses, and it is further revealed in the Zohar. The Zohar is the principal text of Kabbalah. It was revealed by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the 2nd century. He was a student of the great Rabbi Akiva, and he had to run from the Romans after the temple was destroyed. He lived during the time of Yeshua. Many of you know him as Jesus, but I choose to use his rightful name, which is Yeshua. And Rabbi Shimon and his son Rabbi Elazar had to flee from the Romans after the destruction of the Second Temple. And after they crucified Yeshua, and there was an uproar. The people, didn't like what happened. And because Yeshua was teaching the people and liberating the people, the Romans got concerned. And they actually ordered the death of all the Kabbalists. So in the book of Acts, where there's a story of Saul from Tarsus, who became Paul, was struck blind. He was on a horse, as the story goes, and the scriptures have it that they were going to persecute Christians. But guess what, my friends? There were no such thing as Christians back then. They were followers of Yeshua, yes, but they didn't call themselves Christians. In fact, it was a part of the edict to kill all the Kabbalists, because Yeshua himself was a Kabbalist. So when Yeshua says to Paul or Saul, "Why are you persecuting my people?" Paul was commissioned by the Romans to find all the Kabbalists. And they killed them all, except for 5, and one of them including Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son. They hid away in a cave for 12 years. And as the Zohar tells us, that Moses, the fullness of Moses, the soul of Moses, and Elijah came and taught them. Taught Rabbi Shimon and his son deeper secrets of the Torah. Because you see, Moses was the one who received the Torah on Mount Sinai. And he also received the Kabbalah. But the Kabbalah was not written down. It is called the Oral Torah and was given from teacher to student through the time of Rabbi Shimon, where he received permission by the Creator to further unveil the mysteries of the Torah. Because Kabbalah teaches that the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, which we seem to know, we think we know very well, is totally encoded. And without the Zohar, we would not be able to connect or even understand properly the Torah. Now I'm giving you the teachings of Kabbalah. You can read the Bible, you can read the Old Testament, and yes, you can glean great wisdom, especially from Proverbs. Yes, the Psalms, you can use those as prayers. There's a lot of history in the Torah. Genesis talks about the creation, and through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then in Exodus, it begins with Moses, the birth of Moses. And Moses becomes a central figure through the books of Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, which was his final book. He passes on at the end of the book of Deuteronomy, and Joshua takes over. Now, the Kabbalah has been given to us after being hidden for so long because the Creator wants all of creation to understand the secrets. Why is it important? Because it's not that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in him shall never perish but shall have eternal life. No, that's not the salvation. The salvation is the wisdom, the understanding, the knowledge, which is required to defeat the adversary, the opponent, named the Satan. He is our opponent. And the objective is not to go to heaven, to die and go to heaven, because Yeshua himself said, he who goes to heaven is only he who first came from heaven. So if it's heaven you want to go, the only way you think you can go there is if you've come there from the beginning, which means that you're divine. All right? Not like how some faiths paint it. We're divine beings having a human experience. And the wisdom has been given to us to assist us in this game of life. Yes, it's a game. It's a very deadly game. And you must learn, just like any other game that is played, there are rules to the game. And there are strategies to the game. And if we want to be successful at the game, if we want to have our families, if we want to have abundance, if we don't want to have any lack, if we want to reduce chaos in our lives, if we want to know how to draw blessings in our life and live a good life, not a life of sufferation, then there are certain rules and laws that we need to follow. Because what the Creator was doing when he revealed the quote-unquote laws, right, is he was just telling us, guys, this is how the program's set. This is how the world is designed. If you want to draw blessings, do these things. If you want to reduce chaos in your life, do these things. Right? He instituted the whole system of sacrifice and offerings so that Israel could sweeten judgment. What do we mean by sweeten judgment? Because the wages of sin is death. And therefore, the sacrifice and offerings were used to appease the other side that is always asking for judgment. Satan and his angels were created to keep us in line. Because mankind, without the spiritual understanding, is a beast and will function as a beast. So the Creator gave Israel, right, the quote-unquote chosen. What made them chosen? It's because the Creator said, if I can have these people follow my laws and shine to the rest of the world, then the world will become a paradise. The chosen ones are not those who are born in any particular place, my friends. The chosen ones are those who accept the yoke of heaven and choose to live according to the laws as set down in the scriptures. Those are the chosen ones. That is the true Israel, no matter where you're born or who your mother is. That is the true Israel. And anyone who takes on this yoke, who decides they want to live a life according to the scriptures, that is the Israelite. And let me remind you that the whole intention of the Israelites, according to the Creator himself, and I think it's in Exodus 14 where he says, you have seen what I have done unto the Egyptians, and how I brought you on eagle's wings, and I brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you obey my laws and my commandments, you will be unto me a peculiar treasure, because all the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. Okay? A kingdom of priests. Now, why would the Creator want a kingdom of priests? To serve him? To worship him all day? No, to serve humanity. To be the go-between between humanity and him until they become connected themselves. His intention is for everyone to be connected to him in a very special way. But he first started with a set of people who he gave this wisdom to, these laws to, his Torah to. But of course, the Old Testament is filled with stories and history of how Israel, those who were given the ordinances of the Creator, turned their back on him several times, and they had to go into exile several times. They were in Egypt for over 200 years. It was actually supposed to be 210, I think, but it was shortened because they had reached the 49th gate of negativity. And there are 50 gates of negativity and 50 gates of positivity. If they had reached the gate, the 50th gate, it would have been the point of no return. So because the Creator made a promise to Abraham, he sent Moses and gave Moses the power to speak to the children of Israel, to the children of Jacob, to the 12 tribes, those who were supposed to know him better. But because they cleave to the negative side more than to him, they cleave to Egypt, because that's what Egypt represented, the negative side. Filled with wisdom and knowledge, absolutely, but it's still the negative side because it was for the self alone. And they were captive, not just as slaves, physical slaves, because Egypt didn't have no walls, but they were captivated by the Egyptian mentality, which is an ego-based mentality. So the Creator had to intervene. The Creator performed an intervention and delivered the children of Israel from Egypt, which is the microcosm story of our lives, each individual and their struggle against the dark force which is within them, because we all have it. We are all made with a good inclination and an evil inclination. And if that good inclination is not fed properly, then the evil inclination, which is actually stronger in this realm, will take over. So we need to be reminded, that's why we're here, to remind you that the words that the Creator gave us in the 5 books of Moses, the promises that the Creator made are true. But it doesn't come at a cost. I mean, it comes at a cost. You have to work at it. It doesn't come natural. What comes natural is physicality, which is by nature negative. Because the electron has a negative charge. And that is what the outer shell is. Physicality is defined by the negative charge, the electron. Change the electrons and the physicality changes. But if we, it's, you know, it's interesting because in Genesis 3, well, in Genesis 1, the Creator tells us, the Torah tells us that there were several trees that were made, but the tree of knowledge, there was a tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life. And the Creator told Adam that if you eat from the tree of knowledge, you're going to die. The appropriate translation should be, in eating of the tree, or upon eating of the tree, in dying, because you will begin to take part of the death process, right? When you start to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you will die. If you have a constant diet of the tree of knowledge only, you will die. Why do I say only? Because in Genesis chapter 3, when after Adam ate from the tree and the Creator says, behold, verse 22, behold, the man has become like one of us, to know both good and evil, which means it was a good thing. Even Satan said to Eve, God knows that in the day that you eat thereof, you shall be like gods to know good and evil. It is important to know good and evil. In this world, we need to understand what is good and what is not good, what is not expedient for us. But the Creator says, okay, man has become like one of us. Now, hopefully, he will eat also from the tree of life and then live forever. So there you have it. The intention of the Creator was for man to eat from the tree of knowledge. But the whole idea was timing. It wasn't time. But guess what? Everything was planned and went the way it was supposed to go. Because if Adam and Eve never eat, if the first vessel didn't partake of their subtlety, because it says they were naked and not ashamed, it means that they were subtle and not ashamed. Why do I use the word subtle? Because when it speaks of the serpent, it says, now the serpent was the most subtle beast of the field. It means that he was naked. It's the same word used to describe the nakedness of Adam and Eve. Naked. They were subtle. They didn't know it. And the serpent was the most subtle beast of the field. So when the serpent approached Eve now, her subtlety began to get awakened. And by taking of the tree of knowledge without eating from the tree of life, they suffered. And so it is with we. If we have a constant diet of the knowledge, the tree of knowledge, which is everyday life, nature, okay? If we don't eat from the tree of life, which is wisdom, knowledge, and true understanding, if we are confused by the subtleties of life and the illusions of life, we're going to die. But if we incorporate wisdom, if we learn how to view things, if we learn about the evil inclination within ourselves and how to curtail it, how to transform it, if we learn how to love our neighbor as ourselves, then the world will be a paradise, as the Creator intended it. The Creator never intended for us to be born, die, and go to heaven. Okay? That's not His plan. So the Kabbalists, instead of waiting for the day when they leave the earth, God forbid. They're here trying to make things better. First, making themselves better and teaching others how to make themselves better. And again, that is why we're here. That is why we teach and we share the wisdom of Kabbalah, because this is the truth and it is our birthright. Now, if you want to just continue living, like unfortunately most people are living, unconscious, unawake, then that's your prerogative. But if you want to learn how to live life with fulfillment, constant fulfillment, not saying that you're not going to have your challenges, but fulfillment and joy and abundance. Abundance. You know, there's a song, to be poor is a crime. When you think of it, a crime against who? The poor person or the people around him that allow him to be poor? There's so much abundance that some people have. And yes, some are very philanthropic and very of a sharing nature. But look how many are not. Look at how many are not. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was saying that, boy, you know, one of the things that Jamaicans lack is compassion. Compassion for their fellow man. We don't treat each other well. We don't speak to each other well. Not well enough. And I want to invite and thank, acknowledge brother Peter for being on the program. Peter, I saw that you came on a while now, so I want to welcome you to the program. Thank you for being here. You were on the program last night, and I appreciate your presence. Good evening, my brother.
Shalom alaikum.
Alaikum shalom, my brother.
Give that.
Yeah, man.
It's a pleasure. We say Baruch Hashem. Yeah. Acknowledges information rather. Whenever we get listen and it resonates with us, and then it becomes what is known as tourism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then part of the liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you know, we have to be able to show our truth. We have to be able to show our wisdom. It has to show in our lives. You know, if we're living by the wisdom, it should show in our lives. We're all a work in progress.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All a work in progress.
Yeah.
And you know, that little shift, if people would just adopt that little shift in their lives and to give their fellow man a little bit more mercy and compassion, then things would be so much better.
Yeah, it's a holistic thinking rather than a secular thinking, you know?
Yeah.
It's a holistic thinking.
Right.
And we have been fed a secular type that we all are divided or separated, and you know, once we get away from that mindset, we'll be all right.
Yeah. And you know, I often say, you know, and you know, I say, look at the Jew, right? Look at how they live. They, at the drop of a hat, they're there to support their own. And there's something to say about that, you know? And I strongly believe it's because of the teachings, the wisdom. Because, you know, they consider themselves to be chosen. And which is, in a sense, special, right? And they have the Torah and all the stories of the Old Testament to show that throughout creation, from the beginning of creation, the creative force favored the Jew, right? The apple of his eye. But that spilled over into a people being very separate from the rest of the world, because, hey, the Creator does say not to mix, It does say to separate thyself, but not from the point of isolation and not being concerned for others who may not follow the wisdom that they follow. Because the Creator said the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the earth and they that dwell therein. Everyone is the Lord's. So we should treat every person like our brother and be concerned about our brother, even though they don't look like us, don't sound like us, or talk like us.
I heard you make a statement earlier on about Yeshua and Paul and Saul.
Yeah.
And say, Paul, Saul, why must thou be still? Yeah, I think the scripture say, crucifying me. Yeah, because he was doing that to the people. So Christ was letting him, Christ was letting him know that his spirit was in the people. And if you're crucifying the people, you're crucifying them the same way. And Saul turned to him and said, but you're dead already. How could I be crucifying you again? And Yeshua turned to him and said, it's in the people.
Yeah.
It's in the people. And
well, look at the parable of the Samaritan. Same thing, right?
Well, that Samaritan story, the Samaritan was an Israelite, just like the scribes and the Pharisees and the Levite, that are those people that passed him on the road. They were from Samaria, and the tribes were split, as we know, through Jeroboam, Solomon's son, who became really mean to the people and stuff. So
the Samaritans were considered half Jews.
Yes, because of certain teachings.
Right.
But they were
not just the teachings, but they were mixed, I think, with the Assyrians. Right? They were considered a mixture and not quote unquote pure. So the Jews looked down on them, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then so the parable of the Samaritans is that, the person walked past, right? The priest, the three people. And when the Creator check him and say, how is it, you let these people there? Let's leave them without helping them. I'm saying, as you did to them, so you did unto me. As the Creator himself said that. Right? So we have to treat everyone with human dignity. And that is one thing that the Kabbalah Center really stresses.
The holistic thing, the unification of all things.
Of all things.
Yeah, right.
All things, my brother. All things.
To work, yes.
And not to recognize or see any separation. That's the challenge.
No. Right.
The big challenge. Right. It's a big challenge.
Yes, a very, 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 very big challenge.
A big challenge.
Yeah.
Because we, by nature, we are tribal.
Yes.
Right, and we.
And a lot of things that we know was according to the Noah's them time and stuff like that. We were taught those things by some other people. I shouldn't say people. We were taught those things by the fallen ones. Yeah, and that took a lot of people off course, and they begin to believe in these falls. They began to worship, as the Torah said, they began to worship other things and went astray. And for that reason, that's why Moshe, before he passed away, peace be upon him, that before he passed away, I had to really let them know certain things. And I don't know what Deuteronomy is a very, 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 from a long time, I know how powerful Deuteronomy is. Yeah, very, very. And I used to tell people that book of Moses is a very, very, very powerful book, because it opens your eyes to a lot of encoded things. I had the code. That book, I was looking for it again, but it got damaged. I had the code to decode the Torah, and it got damaged. um,
When you
however,
say decode the Torah, what do you mean?
it, um, there are numbers, and letters and a whole bunch of stuff in there that are written in it's not for the naked eye, but the eye.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so
I got you.
not for the naked eye, but for the eye,
I
and
hear
then
you.
you have to master in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, and for you to know that when you get to Deuteronomy, because you know Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, for you to get to Deuteronomy and stuff, you already know, So this is what's going to happen. You understand? So this is
Well,
what's going to happen.
that is definitely one teaching, right? And I'm familiar with that. Um, but what we've come to learn by people like the Ari, which is Rabbi Isaac Luria, Rav Ashlag, and now the modern day Kabbalist Rav Berg, is that the Zohar helps us to encode the Torah. The Zohar is our guide, right, to really decoding the Torah. So, and the Zohar, the way it was revealed, is something that anyone can connect to. In that, yes, it is written in Aramaic, which is a very special language in itself, because built on the same 22 letters of the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, the Creator knew that there would be a people who would not have that language as their natural language, but they still needed to have a way to connect to it and to benefit from it. So the Creator set it up so that all we have to do is scan it with our eyes, because our soul understands Aramaic. The Zohar teaches that everything in creation is made from the Hebrew letters. Everything. So when when the Gospel of John in the New Testament talks about in the beginning was the Word and the Word was with God, it's talking about the Torah, not Yeshua, as Christianity would have us believe. It was talking about the Torah, because the Zohar tells us that the very first thing that was ever created was the Hebrew letters. And then the second thing that was created was the Torah. And when the Creator wanted to start to make creation, he looked inside of the Torah. Okay, that is from the Zohar. That is the encoding that we're talking about, Peter. That type of understanding. So everything, that which is primordial, is the Hebrew alphabet. The Zohar tells us that for 2,000 years, and just by that statement alone, it's a secret, because there was no time. So when you say 2,000 years, what does that really mean? But the Zohar tells us that for 2,000 years, the Creator, this is the language it uses, mused himself with the letters. And there's a story in the Zohar where each one of the letters, each one of the 22 letters came to the Creator and asked the Creator to make the world with them. Each letter, in reverse order, starting with number 22, with the Taf, came to him and said, Father, use me to make creation. And there's a conversation between the Creator and the letters, where the Creator tells each letter why they would not be fit to make the universe, until he got to the Bet, okay, which is the second letter. And there are big secrets as to why, because the Torah starts with Bereshit, it starts with a Bet. And the Bet is a very special letter in that it represents the three-column system, because it is made up of three Vavs. The Vav, which is the sixth letter of the alphabet, is extremely powerful and represents the central column, which is Zer and Pin. So the Bet, the Rav calls it the super force, and that is why the Torah begins with Bereshit.
You see, what one has to understand to the fullest is that, as you rightfully said, the word, and the letters that makes up the words. Each letter carries its own frequency and
That's right.
vibration to bring
That's right.
whatever
Absolutely.
into existence.
That is right.
To form a word, to create it from the mind to the will to the thought to whatever it is. And each one of them, there are frequencies, so they could afford to travel within that frequency to the source of all things.
That is right. That is right, Peter. That's right. And that is why we can benefit just by scanning the letters, because we can connect to the frequency, because the letters are called um, ivrit. Ivrit, which means that they are specially designed to transmit energy, light force energy. And I want to welcome Brother Sean Forrester to the call. Good evening, Sean. Welcome.
Yes, man. Good evening, Joshua. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, man. Brother Peter is
Greetings,
here with
Shah.
us.
Greetings.
Um, but yeah, the Hebrew letters are special, very special. And again, those people who have it as their natural language are blessed because they have an advantage, a big advantage. But we can take advantage of it as well. We can scan it, we can learn it, right? The more we learn about the letters, the better. Understand their numerical value, right? Learn to start to follow. It's only when I started studying Kabbalah that I began to learn Hebrew. Well, I knew about it. I knew about the letters years before, um, because I used to be a part of a church when I was a practicing Christian. Um, the pastor that we had used to teach us. We used to use what they call the Strong's Concordance for the Old Testament, and we would go because we have the English translation. We learned to go back and find the original Hebrew words to really understand what the Creator is saying here, because English is a very poor language, and a lot of the translations were not accurate and therefore misled or cause a lot of teachings, misleading teachings, right, to be taught. So the Kabbalah,
Leader Joshua.
aha,
Last night when they were reading the Zohar,
yes, sir.
I heard a word that my mom oftentimes use, but I am telling you, she has no clue what that word means.
Do you remember what word that was?
Ka,
Which one?
ka.
Ka?
Yes, she will go off into a spiritual realm. She can interpret the word, and I know it's
You
an
heard that
ancient
word? You heard that
language.
word last night a lot?
The last night, as they were reading the Zohar, I heard it and it resonates so much because I've been hearing this word from her, but she can't tell me the meaning.
Okay.
That's why I want to learn this language basically. 'Cause I can interpret what God is speaking through the Spirit. And a lot of people have the mouthpiece, but they don't have the understanding of God.
That is true. That is true, Sean. And you've come to the right place because I have lots of resources that I can share with you so you can start to learn, you know?
I'm extremely privileged to be here right now on earth at this moment in time. It's something that's long overdue.
Well, um, welcome. I've been waiting for um, for people who want to learn and study, and it is my vision, to again. I've always said that Jamaicans are very spiritual people, albeit a bit misled, right?
Yes.
You know, but when when the truth is presented, a lot of them can easily see it. And
I would call it readily identify themselves with the word.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. Um, I was in my trip, my last trip to Jamaica when we went to the Mama Africa Festival, and I was able to give out, over 300 Zohars. Um, you know, uh, Actually, 2 days prior, when I went to studio, um, where the band was and the artists were rehearsing, I was able to speak to a few individuals. I had one of the English translation Zohars with me, and I gave it to a few people to look at, and I was really surprised at the willingness, or they were able to recognize that it was special. Had a conversation with
What I call that?
huh
You know what I call that?
ah
Receiving the truth. So as soon as you hear the truth, right?
well, there you go.
The truth is
That's
the
right.
truth is not something we hide. So anybody down to a baby, a dog hear the truth. If you tell a dog move, the dog will run. As soon as you show aggression with that word move, the dog gone.
Yeah.
So it's the truth. And everybody, even the animals, understand the truth.
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely. Um, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised um, at how people embraced it. So it was very encouraging, and I just realized that I need to be out there more. More people need to know about this, and that's why I formed the Kabbalah Learning Center of Jamaica. To be a facility where people can come and learn. So, little by little, it's happening, and I think as you guys continue to participate, other people will be encouraged, and as you share, I ask you to share this opportunity with others, so that they also will become um, the it will be
Oh,
awakened within them.
yes, most definitely.
You know.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have a group that I basically can be free to speak the truth.
Yeah, speak the truth and to learn the truth, because
Exactly.
it's the truth is not easily found.
Exactly.
It's not easily found. So
Exactly.
you know, um, I had some things I wanted to share out of um, out of the Kabbalistic Bible on these portions, and wanted to share some things with you guys to help you to connect to the energy that's available, because every Saturday, every Saturday, a particular portion of the Old Testament is read. Out of the five books, is read on Shabbat. Okay, and the reason why it is read Kabbalistically is so that people can connect to the energy, because by listening to the Torah, we can we can download energy to help us in the upcoming week. That's the reason why we are recommended to listen to the Torah on a weekly basis, to get energy so that we can deal with the upcoming week. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna play a song, and when I come back, I'm going to read from the Kabbalistic Bible, because we got about another 50 minutes to go, and there's a lot that I would like to share that I believe that you guys will benefit from. Okay,
You have
so
my Torah, Josh.
say again.
No, I said I have my Torah written in English and in
Okay, all right, good,
yeah.
good. And I think you will greatly appreciate what I have here, which is again, the Kabbalistic Bible has the original Torah on one side of the page, and then has the English translation on the other side. And then underneath it, it has commentary from the Kabbalah Center, which I'm going to read some of because these things are not easily found anywhere. All right.
Yeah, I have also the Kabbalah from astrological side of it, breaking down the 12 tribe of Israel and all that stuff. And
Okay, that's wonderful. I would actually
yeah,
love to see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm looking for it right now. I was going to take a picture of it to show you. I'm going
Yeah,
to my
man.
bookshelf.
All right.
I'm looking for it right now. Yeah, as we speak.
Yeah, man. So, everyone, you're listening to Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night from 9 to 11 p.m. But starting Sunday, starting next week, because of daylight savings time, the U.S. goes ahead 1 hour. So the program will start at 8 p.m. in Jamaica. All right, so we'll be right back. Here is Bob Marley and So Much Trouble in the World.
it's me again. It's Omari again. Yes, it's me again. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Father God, now beg you guide me through the land. This is a prayer, this is more than a song. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, shield me from the evil way I bring me. Father God, me beg you guide and protect me from the evil out the road where you try to corral me. From all the wicked where you try to backstab me, and the one them where you plot to take my life over vanity. Father God, me beg you watch my family, protect my friends as I bless my enemies. Me need you more in a this time, cause out the road it just not pretty with the crime. Yeah, yeah. And Father God, me beg you just stand beside me. Every day them just a come at me fi try fi derail me. But me thank you every day for the victory. Just a hold on the faith, me now go make them distract me. And me's a youth who hustle hard in the streets, working every day because the wife have to eat. And I must fulfill my destiny. Send your angels in for watch over me. And Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Me say it's sticky, and out the road me say you mucky. And them the youths and nowadays no afraid we make it up. What a pity, I beer guns so lot the city, and round the world I beer calamity. No, it not pretty. And out the road me say it dirty, and every man who run the place like him and John Gotti. What a pity, no more love no they in the city. So send your love now cause we need it. Oh guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. It's me again. Jehovah, me I beg you to cover me with all of your might, protect me from the evil man, the man who have the evil plan, the man where you try to equalize. It's me again. Jehovah, me I beg you to cover me with all of your might, protect me from the evil man, the man who have the evil plan, the man where you try to equalize. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, me I beg you shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah, just guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, just shield me from all the wicked way I bring me. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, shield me.
Diaspora connection said too little love in this world, mankind. And I say too many war will only complicate the time. Yeah, man, Kabbalah for Jamaican with brother Joshua. More life, more blessing. How you doing out there? Stay connected.
Yes, well, good evening once again, everyone, to Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. That was Prophecy. Thank you, Brother Prophecy, for that drop there. Yes, so Peter and Sean, as I had mentioned, I would like to share with you and the audience some of the teachings from this week's portion. Um, Last week's portion was the portion of Terumah, and that was Exodus chapter 25 through 27. And that was referring to, speaking of the building of the tabernacle of Moses. And this week is Tetzaveh. So I'm going to read out of the Kabbalistic Bible. And let's see. Okay. So one of the things that I encourage people to do is to listen to the Torah reading on Saturdays. You see, Christianity twists us up. They change the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. They call Sunday the Sabbath, when in truth the Sabbath begins Friday evening and ends Saturday evening. So the Christians that have it right are the Seventh-day Adventists, because
And the Rastaman.
And the Rastaman, okay.
Me keep my Sabbath from 6. And I read the 6 meters because sometimes the sunset different times.
The sunset, correct.
Right.
So let me ask you, Peter, all Rastafarians do that?
So a lot of us, not all of us, some of them are dear to the Sunday things,
okay,
and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
What I know where the Sunday thing comes from is I know it's not the Sabbath day. I already know that.
Okay.
I know it's not the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that that's come off of some pagan thing. And
Yeah.
you know, so I know that long time. So
the
I don't
Catholic
know
Church
that.
changed it. The Catholic Church changed it, and I actually have a video from a cardinal that speaks of this, and I gotta find it and share it, because he says
it's
that the
all
Catholic
embedded
Church,
in pagan.
yeah, the Catholic Church is the one who changed it from Saturday to Sunday, all on their own.
Right. They did that for them own, for their own thing. Paganism.
So I encourage people to observe the Israelite way. That's what I call it. Observe the Israelite way. And by doing that, you will change your frequency. And since this whole life is all about energy, the higher frequency you vibrate on is the better your life will be, because you will no longer be entangled by the lower frequency events and thoughts. And once you start to think on a higher level, you start to vibrate on a higher level, and you start to live on a higher level. And again, that is why the Jews all around the world are successful and powerful and filled with abundance and unified. So I'm bringing this way back to our people in the hope that they will recognize its benefit and start to apply it to their lives. So in this week's teachings of Tetzaveh, which is Exodus chapters 27 through 30, it says that the chapter of Tetzaveh is traditionally read before Purim. Now, it's interesting because Purim is one of those cosmic openings that I spoke about last night. It's a holiday. And it's it's a holiday that is not well known even amongst Jews. Among regular Jews, traditional Jews, Purim is just a holiday where they have a party. That's how they know it. And believe it or not, the sages teach us that when Mashiach comes, when everybody reaches a state of oneness, that's what Mashiach is. When everyone has that connection to the Creator and has worked on themselves to the point where they diminish their ego and they're truly loving their neighbor as themselves, that is when Mashiach consciousness will be here. And the only holiday that will remain is Purim.
Okay, so it would be a life celebration then.
Yeah, it will. The only holiday, because all of these holidays that we've been given, again, are cosmic openings so that we can connect to certain energies to help us. But when we have Mashiach consciousness, we don't need that help anymore. And therefore, it will be, yes, like you said, a celebration, because Purim, what happened during Purim, which is going to be actually next week, Friday night, historically, what happened at Purim, let me just give you a story quick. I'm not quite sure where in let me see, the first king. I think it's in First Samuel, First or Second Samuel, when Saul becomes the first king of Israel. The Creator told him to go at war against the Amalekites and to kill the people, right? Now, let me just say something about that, because most people have God as being a tyrant and someone who would tell his leaders to go and murder our people.
Dictator.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It represents the forces within us. When the Torah says that we must go out and kill another, or when he told the Israelites to destroy particular nations, it is the nations that live within us. Because the Creator could not be a loving God and then go and direct them to go and kill our people. Now, did these things really happen in the Bible? I believe they did. And those people represented negative forces. And just like I believe in capital punishment, I believe that those who murder, their lives should be taken away. Those who engage in negativity and are not contributing to the welfare of the world should be removed. And that is what those stories represent.
Get rid of them immediately. Immediately. Find time wasters, Joshua, we have to get rid of them. They have no space in the camp.
Well, there you go. There you go. So, Purim is when the Jews were in Persia, okay, and the one of the advisors of King Ahasuerus, his name was Haman. He was a descendant of King Agag. So when the Creator told Saul to kill off all the Amalekites, he left the king and the queen. And the king impregnated the queen, and the queen escaped. So therefore, an ancestor of King Agag lived, and Haman came from that ancestry. And they had up the children of Israel ever since then. So when Haman found himself in a position to get revenge on all the Israelites, he had the king agree to an edict to kill them all. He tricked him. I mean, the king was a good king, but Haman was very crafty and tricked the king into decreeing this particular edict to kill off all the Israelites. So now when Esther, who was a Jew, became wife to the king. He didn't know she was a Jew. They changed her name to Hadassah. Actually, that was her name. They gave her the name Esther. Hadassah was her Hebrew name. When she became the wife of the king, she, through wisdom, and Mordecai, who was our uncle, between the two of them, set up so that Haman would be discovered and the tables would turn through, as the Midrash would tell us, that Mordecai came to Israel because he came to Persia. He and Daniel and I think Ezra and some of the other prophets went back to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple, right? Mordecai, David came to visit Mordecai and to give him secrets of how to turn things around. And they used the 72 names of God.
Josh,
Yes, sir.
the day of Purim, remember that day itself? The day when the battle was supposed to take place and they had to cast lots to decide if I was going to go out and fight. You remember that?
Uh-huh.
In the Torah?
Yeah.
It's a very significant day in history of the teachings, because Kabbalah came into play there and then too.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, that the secrets, remember, Kabbalah is all the secrets. So
Yeah.
Daniel came back and taught Mordecai, gave him secrets, right? And plus fasting, because remember, they had to fast for 3 days. And between the Israelites fasting and Queen Esther doing what she did in the palace, and Mordecai with the 72 names of God and those other Israelites who, use the science, right? Use the science to turn things around. That actually is coming up this weekend, this Friday night. So Purim is next, not this for weekend, but next week, not tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Not this Friday, but next week
The
Friday.
next one. Yeah.
Okay.
The same letters that you were talking about that is encoded to something to unlock the frequency.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right. In the name. In those
Using the
letters.
names, exactly.
Right.
That's right.
Before, and letters were is one name. However, they're broken down into four different sections for specific reasons. Tell me if I'm wrong. For specific reasons, so as not to corrupt it.
Well, there are a lot of names because there is a table called the 72 Names of God, which.
No, but I said that they're all broken down, but they all represent one thing. One, they all represent one thing.
Well, they
Tell
all
me if
come
I'm
from
wrong.
the power of the Creator, but they're different attributes of the Creator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we have to use certain attributes in certain instances, right? So,
and they kind of frequently through the letters.
That's right. So Purim, right? Purim, the significance of Purim is that the Israelites came together because it's a holiday of unity. That's what it represents. And that is how they were all saved, because they were unified in their thinking and in their behavior. And that is something that Jamaica needs. Unification in people's thoughts and in their actions. So the commentary goes on to say that this portion of Tetzaveh is traditionally read before Purim. And that's what we're going to be reading this Saturday. And I encourage you, both of you, if you have an opportunity, to tune in, because I stream the Kabbalistic Shacharit connection, which is the morning connection, the morning and the afternoon connection, the Torah reading, which is the most important part of that, is between 11:30 and like 12:30. 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. I highly encourage you guys to tune in and to listen to the Torah reading. A Saturday don't pass, I'm going to listen to the Torah.
You have the link for it too, right?
Yes, man. Matter of fact, this same link that you have is the link that you can connect to on Saturday, Friday nights too, because I stream out the connection on Friday night, and you'll see the Kabbalistic Friday night connection, which is
I've
called.
always wanted to do that.
Wow.
Pray,
Well, it's all
pray,
in Hebrew,
pray,
bro.
pray,
It's wonderful. I mean, because they show it up on the screen. You know, it's the songs are in Hebrew. Everything is in Hebrew, but they have the English translations on the screen.
What
And
I do know, Josh, sorry again, sorry,
uh-huh.
sir. What I do know is that the language itself, it carries.
I can't hear you, Peter. So Peter's microphone went out. I think he was about to say how the language carries a certain
eh,
frequency.
Whatever. You'll be,
Yeah, you
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 will
blacked
speak the
out there.
language. But
You blacked out there for a minute, Peter. Didn't hear you.
no, no, I was saying, I know it's, saying in that language. However, if you're tuned in, this is the thing with me. I don't know about nobody else. This is the thing with me. I will go into the room and I will hear the language, and I may not understand everything. However, I feel
You
everything.
feel it. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
I feel everything. Yeah,
Exactly,
because it
Peter.
carries a frequency, so
That's
it
right.
will
That
resonate.
is right. It
Right.
will resonate exactly because again, our inner parts know it. It's only our mind don't know it enough. Only our mind, which is limited, right? It bypasses our mind when it hits our eardrum. It vibrates within our body, and that is how you can connect to the energy. And I know a lot of Jamaicans are sensitive, and if they allow themselves to connect to the frequency through the sound or the visualization by scanning, they can make the connection to the energy. And I highly encourage you guys. Like I said, every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. I think next week it might go to 7:30 as we go to daylight savings time. But I always send out a link. And Saturday mornings, the lecture begins at 11 a.m. and then the Torah reading a half hour later at 11:30. So starting next week, not this Saturday, but next week Saturday, it's going to start. The connection will start at 9 a.m. for Jamaica, 10 a.m. New York, with the lecture 11 a.m. New York, 10 a.m. Jamaica, and then the Torah reading 11:30 a.m. New York, 10:30 a.m. Jamaica.
You can send me the shout out just before because I moved to this. Things I remember. No, do that. You know,
Sure.
to meet that.
I will.
Yeah,
I
because I
normally.
do my thing.
What I will do is I will add you both to my Kabbalah for Jamaicans WhatsApp chat. All right, and then you'll get all the links from that. You know that way I don't have to send it to you separately, because I always post it on there, and you know I post things in that chat as well. But yeah, I highly recommend you do that on a regular basis, and you're gonna start to see a difference in your life. You're gonna start to see a difference in your life. So let me continue with what this commentary was saying. It says that um, the reading gives us strength and support to assist us during the holiday. It says, this Sabbath is set apart from all others and entitled Shabbat Zakor. In Tetzaveh, which is the portion of Exodus chapter 27 through 30, the Israelites were told to destroy the Amalekites, whom they were at war with. And the sages teach that the word Amalek is a code word for doubt. The call for war against the Amalekites is really a call to blot out our doubt wherever it is found. This is the only reading in the whole Torah that the entire congregation, men, women, and children, must hear. All right. It goes on to say that in a letter from Rav Brandwine, which is a teacher of Ramberg, we learn the following. May there be abundant blessings and much joy to the honor of the beloved among men. a man of life and of many enterprises, beloved above and cherished below, the glorious name of our teacher, Ralph Berg. I shall write to you concerning the portion of Zachor. It is written, remember what Amalek did unto you. That's Deuteronomy chapter 25:17. So Peter, you talk about Deuteronomy? Powerful. Remember what Amalek did unto you. The words unto you seem to be superfluous because it would have been enough to say, remember what Amalek has done. The words unto you hint to the klippah, which is the negative blocking consciousness. The negative blocking consciousness of Amalek, which is what drove the desire to receive for the self alone into the body of the general public without a spark of sharing. This is the other side and the opposite of holiness, which is sharing and causing tranquility to his maker. You hear these words? This is truth. This is wisdom, friends. When we begin to reprogram our minds with this wisdom, we're going to see miracles in our life. We have no choice, because these words transform us. Wisdom, this wisdom is able to transform us, because transformation takes place in the mind. And once you are transformed in your mind, the body will follow. Okay, let me just continue to go, because there's a lot here. You know, this portion of Tetzaveh, again, Exodus chapter 27 through 30, is the only portion where Moses' name is not mentioned once. You hear that? Moses' name, which is mentioned over 200 times in the 5 books. Actually, it's not mentioned at all in book 1 in Genesis. Moses' name is not mentioned in Genesis 1. But in Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, his name is mentioned over 200 times, where the scripture says, and God said unto Moses. And God said unto Moses. The word of the Lord came unto Moses and said. Right? You got to ask yourself, why does it say that? There's a secret, a big secret there. And the secret is that Moses is the proper channel. Simple. Not Yeshua, not Jesus. I'm not saying that Jesus is not a good channel. But what the early church fathers wanted to do is they wanted to replace Moses and put Yeshua there instead. Let he become the point person. But when you look at the Old Testament, when you look at the 5 books, it's Moses. Moses is the Redeemer. Moses, the spirit of Moses, the soul of Moses is that which we need to overcome our ego, to overcome our evil inclination. And the entire 5 books of Moses, everything that is written in there, the secrets, is all given to us to be able to control and to overcome and to transform our negative aspect of our character and our soul. That's the only reason the Torah is given. In fact, the Zohar tells us that the Creator gave man, when he made man, he put in him the good inclination and the evil inclination. But he created the Torah as an anecdote. He gave man the Torah as an anecdote, as an antivirus for the evil inclination. That's why it was given. And it was given after the Creator destroyed Egypt, brought Egypt to its knees, and the high priest of the other side, which was Jethro, Moses' father-in-law.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Moses' father-in-law was Jethro, and he was the high
Yes,
priest He was the high
I
priest
know.
of the other side.
I know he was from Ethiopia. I know. I know
Yes,
that.
from Midian.
I tell
But
people.
he
Yeah,
was
I
a
tell
sorcerer.
people. Yes, I told. Not really.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
tell
no.
people.
He was the
All
big.
right.
Listen, listen. He was the biggest sorcerer at the time. He was called the high priest of the other side.
Who would you refer to Melchizedek as? Because Melchizedek came
Moses'
from Ethiopia
father-in-law.
also.
Moses' father-in-law Jethro. He was a
No,
priest
I
of
know, I
Midian.
know, I know that, I know that.
Mm.
I was asking, who would we consider Melchizedek? Because he
Melchizedek.
was an Ethiopian.
Okay.
He's an Ethiopian too.
Yeah. Well, I will talk about Melchizedek another time. Right.
Okay,
I
okay,
promise you that.
okay.
I don't want to get into Melchizedek right now. Right.
No, no, I was just speaking
Yes.
about the priestly thing
Melchizedek was a priest. He was the
Jethro.
priest of the Most High. That's correct. He was the priest of the Most High that met Abraham. But at the time of Moses, right? Because Jethro was a advisor to Pharaoh, to the Pharaoh of Egypt. And when the Pharaoh wanted to change how the Egyptians dealt with the Israelites, right after Joseph died, when it says that a king arose who did not know Joseph, and that's when they changed and brought the Israelites under hardship. When the Pharaoh asked three people, his advisors, one was Job. Job was one of the advisors to the Pharaoh. Jethro, who was the high priest of the other side, and Balaam, right, who was another sorcerer. They were all advisors to the king, to the Pharaoh. And Jethro, when they decided that they were going to put the Israelites under harsh labor, because he asked all three of them, and Jethro said, you know what? Me not like what you do. I'm gone. So he left. Job, no, Balaam told him to kill them. And then Job said, no, don't kill them. Just give them hard labor. And this is what the Zohar tells us. And this is one of the reasons why Job suffered what he did, because of how he answered the Pharaoh. Alright? The Zohar tells us this. So, when Jethro, who was the high priest of On, the high priest of the other side, when he recognized the majesty of Hashem, when he was brought to his knees, because Jethro converted. He converted. When that happened, and when the Creator brought Egypt to its knees, that's when he decided to reveal his Torah. And again, the Zohar tells us this. It was only after the most powerful nation in the world, which was Egypt at the time, when they were brought to their knees, and the high priest of the other side, the high priest of darkness, when those two situations occurred.
Joshua, I'm sorry to
Yes,
break.
brother Shadon.
There's a dear friend of mine want to join the program now. I don't know how she can come on it.
Yeah, you want to forward her the link.
Just forward her your WhatsApp contact and then you send her the link.
No, man, the same one that you have. Just send it to her.
Okay, I will do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, that is what that is the secrets that is the story behind the story, and that is when the Torah was revealed. So, like I said, this portion of Tetzaveh is the only portion that Moses' name is not mentioned, and the commentator is saying here that don't think that because Moses' name was not mentioned. Can you see? All right. When the children of Israel continue with them folly, and this was after the golden calf, and the Creator wanted to destroy them, destroy Israel, all of them, and make a new nation out of Moses. He told Moses that. He said, look, step aside, I'm going to destroy them and make a new nation out of you. Moses said, no. If you cannot forgive your people, blot me out of your book. take me out of your book. And it was because of that, and the sages teach us that because Moses said that, there were forces listening. And it came to pass that he was taken out of this portion where his name is not mentioned. But don't think that it's a punishment, because that which is concealed or unrevealed is much more powerful. So what they're saying is that we have Moses in this more than ever. We have the power of Moses more than ever because his name is not mentioned. Imagine that. That's a huge secret. Huge secret. Moses' name is not mentioned once. But it says, okay, let me read what it says here. So it says Moses' name is not mentioned anywhere in the chapter of Tetzaveh. It says after the sin of the golden calf, God wanted to destroy the people of Israel. Moses challenged God and said, if you bring destruction on the people, then erase my name from your book. God did not destroy the people, but the name of Moses was erased from the chapter of Tetzaveh nonetheless. The Zohar says, who do we have that is greater than Moses, who said, if not, blot me, I pray you, out of your book which you have written. This was in Exodus chapter 32, verse 32. This he said for the sake of Israel, and although the Holy One, blessed be he, did his wish and forgave Israel, nonetheless he was not spared punishment, for it has already been noted that his name is not mentioned in the portion of Tetzaveh, and had been blotted out from there. And this has already been taught. And who do we have that is greater than King David, who said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep a curb on my mouth, while the wicked is before me. That's Psalms 39, verse 2. What is the meaning of while the wicked are before me? This refers to the official who is appointed over the one who curses himself, who takes that word to harm a man as above. This is out of the Zohar, Pinchas, chapter 93, verse 643. Was the absence of the name of Moses some kind of punishment? What could Moses possibly have been punished for? Moses only wanted God to spare the people. He protested in a way that Noah did not. What this is saying here is that Noah, when the Creator told Noah that he was going to destroy the world, Noah never pleaded with the Creator not to destroy the world. Right? Unlike Abraham, when the Creator said, I'm going to destroy the people of Sodom, and Abraham said, far be it from you, O Lord, to destroy the righteous with the wicked. And that's why he started bargaining with him, saying, if there are 50 people, you're going to save the people, save the place? And he say, yes, but there weren't 50. 40, there wasn't 40. 30, there wasn't 30. 20, there wasn't 20, right? You know the story.
5, there wasn't 5.
Well, it stopped at 10.
Okay.
It stopped at 10, right? And there still wasn't even 10. And it goes on to say here that it is ill-advised for a person to curse himself when he is angry, since many adversaries are standing by to accept such speeches, meaning that his curse will come true. At another time, when Moses requested death at the episode of the golden calf, saying, blot me, I pray thee, out of your book which you have written, they did not accept it from him, because it was all for the benefit of the children of Israel. Listen to that. It says here, the most important, albeit difficult part of our spiritual work is the restriction of our ego. I want to jump forward. Okay. Okay. Rabbi Isaac Luria, the Ari, teaches us that every generation has its own Moses, who can be any person. From the teachings of the Ari, it says, surely Moses is equal to all of Israel, as the sages said that Moses merited and transformed his merit to many. So the communal merit depends on him. And he shall divide the spoil with the strong. That's Isaiah 53 verse 12. Because he actually received his own share from God. And the rest of the righteous will receive their share because he has poured out of his soul to death. In every generation. That is the sense why Moses, Exodus chapter 3 verse 4, is without an interruptive accent to indicate that he comes again in every generation. Okay, it says here, because through him the sin of generations was completely atoned for, along with the sin of Adam and Eve, who are great masters. It says we have the opportunity to be like Moses every day, but we don't see or act on them. The seer in Rav Yitzhak Kadori's story acquired tremendous powers from the name of God that we see every day in our prayer books. We could experience the same awe for the light that is given to us freely. We would really connect to the light of the Creator. We wouldn't need money or status or possessions. We would know everything and be able to do anything. What is holding us back? As we understand from this reading, nothing except our ego-based desires. Moses is known to have ascended to the level of half angel, half man. That is in the Midrash. Many would honor the half that was angelic. Yet the greatness of Moses was in Moses the man. He was a real person who lived through and overcame the challenges of real life. A Sadiq, which is a righteous person, achieves a more elevated level of consciousness than an angel. For angelic beings, there is no curtain separating them from the light. For this reason, angels have no free will. There is no Satan to challenge their view of reality. They see only light. A righteous person, on the other hand, does experience the limitations and obstructions that Satan places in front of him or her, but they rise above them, an infinitely more challenging task. The greatest level we can reach in our spiritual work is to be authentic human beings. This is more important than studying or understanding. Often, we can lose sight of this as our knowledge deepens. We can become overly pious and lose sight of who we really are and what we came here to do. If increased knowledge causes the loss of our essential humanity, it might have been better if we had not begun to study. It says Moses is a channel for humanity, the total removal of ego for all generations to come. Abraham, through his acts of kindness, created the spiritual wiring for Hesed, which is the second Sphirot, which represents mercy, or the right column energy. These great masters were the cables that connect our physical world to the Creator. Their lives and experiences gave birth to the spiritual architecture through which the light of the Creator travels to reach this physical dimension. They are not holy figures in biblical history. Rather, They are co-creators of the wiring system of the universe. When we do our own spiritual work, we also co-create the spiritual infrastructure that helps others to connect. And you remember I mentioned earlier that the whole purpose of the children of Israel were to be a kingdom of priests, right? A kingdom of priests. That was God's intention for Israel. And here it is. It says that our job is to wake up and to help others to wake up. Plain and simple.
Melchizedek, right?
Well, Melchizedek was a very special figure that it says of Melchizedek that he was without beginning of days or end of life.
Mm.
Right? Melchizedek is a great mystery. And like I said, I will definitely talk about it in another program. But I hear it was actually one of Noah's sons, Shem, I think was Melchizedek. That's one of the stories. One of the stories I've heard. But yeah, this is a part of the wisdom. All of this commentary, all of this knowledge, is necessary for us. And I'm going to read one last thing. Okay, it says here, Kabbalistically, every element of the body has not only a practical function, but also a spiritual meaning. Bone, for example, is connected to the sphera of Hokmah. That's the second sphera from the top. Keter is the first one, then Hokmah. The veins and the arteries represent the dimension of Binah. That's the third sphera. And the flesh of the human body corresponds to Zeir and Pin. Zeir and Pin is the next 6 sphirot: Hesed, Givurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and Yosod. Right? Those 6 points correspond to Zeir and Pin. And that represents the flesh of the human body, the clothing. It says, and clothing, which is the uttermost aspect of the tangible human being, represents itself to the world as Malchut. What does clothing mean? The answer varies from person to person. For some, it means high fashion. For others, it's simply a way of keeping warm. But for everyone, clothing is a way of concealing the naked body. In order to reveal ourselves to the world, in order to go out into the street without getting arrested for indecent exposure, we've got to conceal our naked physical selves. In the biblical chapter of Tetzaveh, albeit on the very mundane level, we see the paradox of concealment and revelation. And it goes on. So these are the things that I love to share because, again, where else are you going to get this? Where else are people going to hear this? Right? Unless they've been studying Kabbalah. So, it's 11:05, and I want to thank you guys. I mean, I can go on, but it's important to stay on point, to remain focused, and I can continue this next week. I'll be talking about the next portion next week. But these secrets, this wisdom is amazing, truly amazing. So, Peter or Sean, you guys have any other questions that I can answer before we go?
As I said, it's a process of learning, so I won't rush anything. I'll wait and Other opportunity.
All right, all right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Very good. And keep listening, um, and keep learning. You contacted Patrice in Williamsfield, right?
Yes, man. So over the weekend, hopefully I have my own little.
Awesome. Good.
Yes,
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
appreciate that much.
Yeah, man. Get to go meet her and get to know her. Yeah, for sure.
Mm. Yeah,
Peter,
man. More.
I want to thank you for
Give
your
thanks.
presence tonight.
Yes. We give thanks, my brother. It's always a pleasure as we say, it's the energy.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and we work off for the energy,
Yes,
and
sir.
we move according to the frequency, you know.
That's right.
And I heard you say something earlier on, which is really true. The English language is really a corrupt language,
Oh
a
Lord.
dog language, a mongrel language, Greek,
Yes.
Germanic,
Yeah.
Latin, and all of those,
Yeah. Yeah.
So when they speak, they don't really speak definitively and stuff like that. They're not like Aramaic or these other languages
That's
where
right.
yesterday is yesterday.
Yeah. You're right.
No?
You're so right.
Yeah.
Yep. You're so right.
Um,
So yeah, man. But I want to thank you both for being on the program tonight, taking the time out to be on, making the program a lot more interesting, hopefully for our listeners. And for those of you who would like to get in touch with us, you can check out our website www.kabbalahforjamaicans.com. That's KABBALAH. Kabbalah, the number four, and then Jamaicans.com. And we're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night. Starting next week, it will be 8 to 10 p.m. in Jamaica, but it'll still be 9 to 11 here in New York. Um, yeah, it's been a wonderful, wonderful pleasure. Like I said, thank you both for being on the program, and I look forward to you guys being on more programs in the future because it makes
Yes,
yes,
man.
man,
Bless up
glad
everybody.
to be
Blessings.
here.
hey,
Blessings.
yeah, man,
And so whenever we can, we will be here, and I will see if I can share it with some other people who may be
yes, sir,
interested to know.
absolutely, yeah, man,
Yeah, and we would like to hear some reading from the Torah more often
good,
and stuff like that also.
very good, very
I
good,
don't know about nobody else, but I would love to hear some reading from the Torah still, and especially
very
on
good.
Shabbat.
Well, yeah, man. Well, the link, like I said, the link that you use to come on this program tonight is the same link.
Mm.
All right,
Right.
that is
Right.
My Zoom channel, and yeah, man, it's.
I have a room where I am right now, so I'm going to chant the stars.
All right, sir. Blessed love,
Peter.
man.
Peter, bless
Yeah.
up, you know. Bless
We
up, you
give
know,
thanks,
Peter.
brother. We give thanks. You don't know exila biyar mas gana mama janai ya mama yanai.
Yeah.
Yes, man. And Sean, tell your
Yeah,
friend.
man. Great one.
Sorry she didn't get to come on. But the same link.
No,
I
she was on a call. I just messaged her a while ago. She was on a call, so she couldn't really
Yeah.
attend the program tonight.
So the link, the YouTube link, right? Um, will give you access to my channel, and you can access the recording of this program.
Okay.
All right, so she can go back and
Sean,
listen to it. All right.
Bless up.
Sean, what parish are you in, Sean? Please excuse me.
Manchester, Clarendon.
Manchester, Clarendon. Sean, I don't know if you want Josh could share your links with me and things like that, because I would like to talk to you about something still, you know?
No problem.
I'm president of the 455 chapter of the UNI here in Jamaica, the only legitimate arm of the Marcus Garvey movement. The UNIA, ACL, African Community League, 1929 World. That is the one that I am president of right now. Yeah, so maybe
No problem, man. Joshua,
Yes,
just shoot him the link for me, all right?
I will. I certainly will.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sean.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Good stuff,
Give
Peter.
thanks.
You
Yeah,
guys have a
man.
wonderful, wonderful evening.
You too, sir.
And as I can say, because it's Wednesday, I can say to you, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Okay.
Shalom.
And that means?
It means have a good Sabbath, peaceful
Yes.
Sabbath.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. All right,
We're
brother.
coming into Sean. We're coming into Passover and things. So those times, you know. So we're recognizing it.
Yep.
So.
Purim.
Yeah.
Purim is the beginning. As a matter of fact, today was Ash Wednesday for the Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's why I said so. That's why I said so. We're coming into Passover.
Yes. Yep. 40 days from now, it's supposed to be Passover.
So you see how I call it Yeshua was tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Second.
On the Christian night of what? Ash Wednesday, right?
Today's Ash Wednesday for them, yeah. Where the people go and get the ashes on their forehead.
Exactly.
You know he wasn't. Sorry, Sean. You know he wasn't crucified. You know he wasn't crucified on no Friday, because Friday was the Sabbath and the Passover.
Exactly. And
They
it was
couldn't
the
have
Jews that
crucified it. They couldn't have crucified it.
That's right.
It thing
Jews
no.
that sentenced him, right?
Pardon?
His own people sentenced Yeshua, right?
Yes.
You can say that. You can say that.
So
Yeah.
would you on your holy day crucify a man? The Friday.
Well, the Romans are the one who actually did the work, but
That
the
is
Jews gave him up.
That was blaspheming. If you are going to crucify your Savior on the day of the worship day, picture that.
Well, actually, Peter, he was crucified on a Friday, because the scripture tells us that they wanted to take down the body and prepare the body because the Sabbath was approaching.
That's what they said. So that's
Yes.
why
But they had two Sabbaths at that time, you know. They had the Passover coming up and they had the regular Sabbath coming up. So
the
certain
Passover
Hold on a second.
anyway.
Wait, hold on a second, Peter. What do you mean 2 Sabbaths?
this Passover is considered like a Sabbath also.
No, not really. Not according to Kabbalah. Passover is the 15th day of the month of Nisan, of Aries.
Yeah.
Right? The
Which is the third month or the fourth month?
First.
It actually is the first month.
Exactly. March.
Well,
No,
it
April,
depends.
April.
You can't go by the Gregorian calendar.
No.
Okay.
No, you cannot.
Because
Because
the
if you notice, you see, the Christians claim that Easter Sunday is the day that he rose, right? That he rose on a Sunday, right? And they say that he rose on a Sunday because he was crucified on a Saturday. On a Friday. Friday morning, Friday afternoon actually. And 3 days he rose, right? So Friday, Saturday, on the third day, right? He rose on Sunday.
No, that could Josh.
Yeah.
That mathematically speaking, that could never be right. Because if he was crucified on a Friday, he could never raise on a Saturday. And it was said, so the Son of Man was in, I'm told Job was,
3 days.
It's 3 days on the third day.
Right. So from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown will be 1 day. From Saturday sundown to Sunday sundown will be 2 days. From Sunday sundown to Monday sundown will be 3 days. So it could have never been Friday.
That means it was between Sunday night and Monday.
Yes, you're easy.
No. It had to be before the Sabbath. It had to happen before the Sabbath, which was Friday night. So if it happened on Wednesday night, for example, or Thursday night, Thursday night to Friday night would be 1 day. Friday night to Saturday night would be another day, and Saturday night to Sunday night. So it could have never been Thursday night. So it had to be Wednesday, but before that Sabbath, for them to see him Friday, Sunday morning. Mathematically speaking, if we're dealing with the times now, in the evening and the morning, we make 1 full day. But he had to be there for 3 full days. And they had to get him in there. They had to get him in there. They had to wrap him. They had to wrap him up.
Hold on. I don't know if it was 3 full days.
That's what it says still.
Well,
the
it
scripture
says on the third day.
So as Jonah, was in the belly of a whale for 3 days, so shall the Son of Man be in the tomb for 3 days. And on the third day,
On the third
so
day.
which would be so if it was the third day, then which is the first day? Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That would have been the third day then, and that's not what the scripture said. So if which day is the third day? You're saying the third day, it would be three full days and 3 full nights.
Peter,
Well, check it.
remember
Check
Joshua said something about the calendar. Gregorian calendar is totally different from the Arabic calendar.
Well,
Totally.
the Hebrew. Well, here's the thing. What I meant by that is these cosmic openings, okay, never occur on the same day every year. They rarely do because of the way the calendar runs.
Yes, that's true.
So the 15th of Nisan, right, is the Passover. Regardless of what date falls on,
Exactly.
it is the Passover,
That's true.
right? So we're not going to debate what the Christian book says, okay?
Yes, so we are talking about Christianity and debate.
No, it's not a matter. No, I wasn't debating. I wasn't really debating over if this is true or a lie. I was just debating over the fact that 3 days is 3 days, no matter how you want to take it. Because in the beginning it says evening and the morning, because Sabbath starts in the evening and it finishes at Saturday in the evening, which is the evening and the morning of the first day. So I'm only going off of
Sunset to sunset
that.
is a full day. It's from sunset. A full day is from sunset to sunset. So I watch the sunset this evening, and tomorrow evening at sunset, it's one full day.
One full day. That's how Sabbath run for me. And I was only going out for that.
Yeah.
So Friday evening to Saturday evening with one day, Saturday evening to Sunday evening with another day, from Sunday evening to
It
Thursday.
actually would have been on the Monday.
Because he could have never passed away. He could have never slumped him on the Friday. It would have to be on either Thursday or Wednesday. Thursday.
I honestly believe in my spirit. It was a Thursday. They call it a Holy Thursday for a reason.
Yes, he was. Well, they say that he was in the garden on the Thursday, right? Gethsemane. But he was strung up on a Friday. And the reason why we know this is because the scripture says that the Sabbath was approaching.
Mm-hmm. The
Right?
Sabbath was nigh.
It was
Today's
not.
what day? Today's what day?
Today's a Thursday. Today is a Wednesday.
Right. And what did you
But
say
now
to me
it's actually
earlier?
Thursday because it's
Yeah.
Wednesday night, so it begins Thursday.
What did you say to
Exactly,
me earlier?
sunset.
So what did you say to me earlier on? What did you say to me? What did you say to me?
About what?
Say to me about Shabbat Shalom on a Wednesday. On a
Yes.
Wednesday. So
Yes.
evening, so it's leading into the third. So that would be the same Sabbath. They have to get rid of him before a certain time.
Well, hold on. I say, right, which was Friday. So they had to get rid of him. They had to bring him down and do what they had to do before Friday night. Because that's when the Sabbath began, Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And when it says on the third day, right? So if you check Friday night to Saturday night is day 1. Saturday night to Sunday night is day 2. So the beginning of the third day was from Sunday night to Monday night, right? So if we're going according to the scriptures, it would have been actually on a Monday.
Exactly. So it could never been Sunday. It could have never rise on a Sunday.
So we know that Christianity is filled with a lot of myths, okay?
No, but what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying, the scripture also said, the scripture also said, Sean, that there were 2 men heading down to Jerusalem to go and see something, and Christ met them on the first day of the week, and he asked them, "Where are you going?" When we hear, say, the Son of Man, they will rise that day, and we're going to go find it. If it's true, and that is written in the scripture, and that them say it was on the first day. No, I know the first day of the week is Sunday, and I know the Sabbath day is Friday, even Saturday. So, and I know, because Saturday start from Friday evening. That much I know. So if it's Sunday the first day, it cannot be the last day either. So let us let's not interpret nothing. No, it's what it says.
Well,
So
we know again.
That's why some Christians worship that Sunday as the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
For that reason, you know.
Peter,
Yes, sure.
I want to invite one Christian. I mean, this person say he willing to debate, go to war for God.
No, I won't. I
You can
won't.
invite
I
him.
won't.
You can invite him to the program.
We're inviting for the program, man.
Yeah,
I
yes.
won't. I won't challenge. I won't challenge. No, no, no. Here's the thing about it. No, I won't challenge anyone on their faith, because of one reason. We're a multiplicity of entity, and I have shame. So I used to be like that.
All
I
we
used to
can
be
do.
like that. Well, let me done reason, man. Let me done reason, man. We are a multiplicity of entity. When I look at you, I'm looking at myself. If I embarrass you and put you down, I'm putting down myself.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
one who does those things lack shame. One who lacks shame. And if them lack shame, them don't know empathy and the ability to embrace human compassion. And that is the bottom line.
That is
So I'm not
true,
going to put
Peter.
down.
But
I'm not going to put down no
Two
one.
set of people.
Sean, what
Two
you
set
can
of
do,
people.
listen
Yeah.
hold on a second. What you can do, you can invite him to the program and we will have a discussion. Right?
Yes, that's what I want. That's what I would
we will
like.
have a civil discussion where I will, in the
Mediate.
best way possible,
You should
hear what he
mediate.
has to say and
You should be there.
share with him the teachings of Kabbalah, because here is my position. You see, anything that is in the New Testament that is not in complete alignment with the Old Testament must be questioned.
Mhm.
That's all I say now.
Mhm.
I take those books, every one of them, because I'm reading the Quran also. I take all those books as me. I take them books as me and the various parts of my body and stuff and how it relates. Because even when they were referring to the 12 tribe of Israel, now the Lord has seen my affliction. So that is the eye. And when she had Simeon, the Lord has heard my cry and stuff. So that is the ears. Now I shall be joined unto my husband, that is Levi. If you blow in your nose, you feel it in the ear. Simeon and Levi are joined. When Judah come out, now the Lord, I am God. But you can praise me. He is the heart. And so every part of your body and
These
stuff
are
is related to the Torah, the Kabbalah, and all other teachings. And these don't necessarily have to be actual. These don't listen to this, Sean. These necessarily don't necessarily have to be actual incidents that take place. It can be a vibration or a frequency running through you where you have to know yourself to the max. Hence, man, know thyself. So this Christ-like consciousness or this Kabbalah-like consciousness dwells within all of us. And like Josh earlier on said, we're awakening now.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Me inviting that person to the program is basically to share our knowledge and learn something, to not saying that they don't have anything, but
To offer,
what
yeah.
we know about Christianity, they are stiff neck people.
That is true. That is
They
true.
bring they say they want Jesus to take the yoke of sin from them, but remember, it was a Jewish sect that put Yeshua, their own brother,
Yeah.
to death.
Yeah.
Sean,
It wasn't the Gentiles. It was them.
Sean, I can say safely without apology, Adonai El Shabbat Baruch Hashem, and no one can question me with that. I can also say Lehi Muhammad Rasulallah, and no one can question me about that. When one to be a Christian, one has to be Christ-like, and to be Christ-like, one has to be God-like, and that's the teaching of Kabbalah also. So no one can question these things within life, because we're all, as I said before, a multiplicity of entity, and it is Shaitan want to let us know that we are in difference from each other, and hence creating anarchy amongst ourselves and divisions. But we all have the same one enemy, Shaitan. Whether if you're Christian, Jew, Muslim, Rastafari, where Hindu, Buddhist, because I studied Buddhism also. I studied Christ, Yeshua. Yeshua, when he left Jerusalem, he went to Egypt, he went to Tibet, he went to all these places, he went all over and gather all those teachings,
Yep.
You know the word Levi? You know the word Levi? Levi? You know the word Levi? You know the word Levi has it means to rise above, levitate, based from a linguistic standpoint. It means to rise there. And the priests, they could do these things to carry the Ark of the Covenant because that way tons. That way tons. So you see, all these things are embedded, and Christ taught through Kabbalah.
Exactly.
That's right. That is right.
So for Christianity to take something, I want to be a part of it and then own it. It could never be right.
No, the pastor not teaching what I teaching enough. Because I tell Christians these things all the time. The pastor is not telling them what I'm telling them. Because
I'm going to share a little history with you now. I got baptized in Georgetown SDA, that is in Cayman, right?
Yeah.
And we interested, man. What? You wake up now. You start church with the truth. So, you know, say, we go to church on Saturday and we have Bible study in the evening, right? And that time we have question and answer to Bible verses that you want to clarify. And I asked them, what is the meaning of this? The sons of God saw the daughters of man, that they were fair and comely. And they chose each and every one that was beautiful and comely for themselves. Who were the sons of God? That's the question I asked. My friend, until this day, I'm Lucifer, their own self, come to torment them with questions that only God can answer.
You don't know who the sons of man and the daughters of men were?
Then me tell them, you don't know. Me ask what teach me if they know who the sons of God.
Okay.
Yep.
You have it in Greek mythology too, you know, Sean. You have it in Greek mythology where they tell about Zeus and Hercules and all of that stuff. You have it in the epic. Hold on, you have it in the Epic of Gilgamesh, and you have it in the Bhagavad Gita. You have it in a whole bunch of books out there from predates of the Bible. Yes, predates all these books what we have out here.
It's Sumerian text, you see?
Okay, let me explain something. Let me explain something to you. Moshe. This is a topic for a different story.
Hey, Peter,
I will pause on that one. I was going to say, I will pause.
Yeah, man, but we'll pick it up on another program, right?
Yeah, man, just swing him a link for me, Joshua.
Yes, sir, brother. I will.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, man, have a great night, guys.
Yes, guys.
Yeah,
blessed love you, sir. One love, respect, man. And those of you listening on World Vibes Radio, again, you've been listening to Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua, and we'll see you again Sunday night when we broadcast the 30-minute Zohar reading dedicated to Jamaica. Here is Bushman and Fire put on work a week on.
Lord of mercy. Whoa, well. We burn a fire upon a week at Babylon, and the free talk could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. Me burn a fire upon a week at Babylon, and the free talk could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. The work goes for so long on them plantation, and me never get paid. Or gold they stole away, how many life them slay. Now them works and slap them in them face. Why are yes, you and your crew can go to well. Cause after we know under you colonial spell, and all those false doctrine that you compel. Hey, more fire. And all those books you stole away, all those kids you led astray. Wait on your judgment day. Babylon, you gonna fire upon a week, and Babylon and them free talk could have never get me down. And though they tried to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. You gonna fire upon a week, and Babylon and them free talk could have never get me down. And though they tried to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. See ya, get to youth me, I beg you be wise. Cause pirates and we strike by night. I want come trick you with them black and white. Whoa Lord, hey,
eyes, and it will get you paranoid. So burn them out, fire burn a week, and Babylon and the Vita could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. You burn a fire burn a week, and Babylon and the Vita could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. Boy, boy, and then plantation, and me never get paid. Or gold they stole away, how many lives them slay? Now the works they slap them in them face. Boy, them and them crew can go to hell. Cause after we know under them colonial spell, and all those funds doctrine that they compel. Yeah, well, all those books they stole away, all those kids they led astray. Well, wait on your judgment day. This and the time and fire burn a week, Babylon and the Vita could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. You burn a fire burn a week, Babylon and the Vita could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me.
We the town and tell the people.